Guys, I've got so much stuff to show you. I can't freaking wait. This is gonna be so cool. So, you know the sea truck? Well, we can actually see the model. Hang on a second. This whole purple glow that you're seeing right now, ignore that. All the mods are kind of broken. I think they updated something or changed something in the game, and like all the mods that I have are just broken like crazy. So everything is really trippy and strange. So you might see some weird stuff. But anyways, I have so much cool stuff to show you guys. So we can actually see the model for the sea truck now. We can see it in game and how they use it. We see a bunch of different features it's going to have, the modules, rear view camera and stuff. We also get a teaser at the rock puncher being in game and how it spawns into the game. It doesn't really do much, but I mean, we still get to see it. And there's something that happens in the background of this video too that I'm going to show you that I don't know what spawns. It might be another rock puncher or it might be something else. It's kind of pixelated for me. But anyways, we'll talk about that in the comments section. I also have a preview for weather that I kind of just fished up. Now, this was an unlisted video. I don't know if I should show you guys this. Please don't copyright strike me, Subnautica. I'm just kidding. They're actually pretty cool. I don't think they'd really mind, to be honest with you. And it's also really cool stuff. And it's a game we all love. So, you know, we want to see this stuff. So we're going to find it if we want to see it, right? I think we're all in agreement with that. Okay, guys, as always, leave a like if you do enjoy Subnautica and you want to see more of these update videos in the future. This is kind of back to back with the stuff we currently have, and I didn't really expect so much stuff to come out today, but whatever. Let's jump into some stuff now. Okay, guys, so this is actually the video that contains the sea truck shenanigans, and I thought it was kind of cool. I wanted to show you, and we haven't seen the sea truck's model yet, but now we get to see somewhat of what they're aiming for and the compartments this thing actually has. It was kind of confusing, you know, looking at it and not really knowing how it's gonna look because of the weird cubes and the low quality stuff, which we will see later on in this video. But for now, I want to start off with the juicy stuff, this right here. And this also features something at the very end of this little clip that I want to show you that shows some of the new expansion creatures in the ocean. So let's play and let's take a look at this. So this is the sea truck, obviously, and its compartments. And from what I understand, we can actually dock these compartments together to create a larger vehicle than we currently have. So we have the pilot seat there on the front, and these little modules, which they currently call fabricator modules, we're probably going to change that, will serve different functions. I'm assuming will have different upgradability and things like that. Now, this is very reminiscent of the concept they had in the very beginning with like the train and stuff, and like they had the little like compartments that joined up and stuff like that. It's a cool concept. I don't know how practical it's going to be, and obviously these things can be individually destroyed and damaged and stuff like that, and you can see the interior very base right now, but they will be working on that in the future. It's guaranteed. Like, they're not going to release it in this kind of state. We can also see we now have a new UI, energy efficiency, and the engine efficiency. So right here on the top left, you see each compartment has 38%, and the main compartment has 31%. Now, obviously, nothing too fancy, just going through the world, doing his own thing, you know, yada, yada. But at the very end of this, I'm going to pause it, and we're going to take a look at something, because my screen is pixelated because my computer monitor is kind of damaged. So we're going to explain what this is right here. It's bioluminescent to some degree. I think it's a rock puncher. It is really, really pixelated for me. If I actually change the speed to 0.25, we might be able to actually see something. So this is going through. It looks kind of like a rock puncher. I think it might be, but we have a rock puncher right here as well that just spawned in. And then they're like, oh boy, we better back out of this. So we're just going to stop it. Bam. But the rock puncher is right there in game. We can see its full model and has everything basically done with it that you need for the aesthetics. But I'm just kind of curious, what is it that spawned in back right here? I think this is a rock puncher too, just spawning in up right there. I think it is because it has the red sheen where the arms are and stuff, but it seems bioluminescent to some degree. I'm not really sure, so don't quote me on it. But all in all, I mean, it looks really cool so far, what they're doing with this vehicle, and I can understand why they scrapped the Cyclops now. And Cyclops just obsolete compared to this new vehicle, and I can understand wanting to bring this new blood in now and say, hey, we can use this instead of the other thing because it's better. So there we go. So I want to know what you guys think about the model of it so far, how it looks. I mean, for me personally, I like it. It looks very Subnautica-like. Where'd our fabricator go that was in what the? So the next thing I want to move into, since my game is kind of broken, is weather. Now, weather is something that was teased in the past as well, and we had some hints towards weather coming to Subnautica, but it wasn't really anything concrete. We kind of just had the sound files and stuff like that, and that's basically it. But we actually do get to see thunderstorms and I guess the different weather effects in Subnautica's expansion. So we're going to move over to that now, and we'll take a look at that. So this is the video that I'm actually kind of iffy on showing you guys, because it was a privated video that wasn't actually given out anywhere at all that I know of. I found it on an article actually while researching the expansion for this video, believe it or not, and it was kind of just there. So I guess it's public to some degree. It has a couple hundred views, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to let you guys see it, check it out. Keep in mind, this is very early in development, so like it's not going to look the best. It's going to have bugs and stuff like that. I just want you guys to keep an open mind towards this, because we've seen the final product in the past. We know Subnautica devs know what they're doing. They can make a hell of a game. They make quality their #1 priority, obviously. So I think, you know, let this one slide a little bit, just get a general idea. So this is the general idea of weather in the expansion. Now, nothing too fancy just yet. We got our penguins and stuff, you know, which ignore the penguins because they actually kind of do some really weird stuff and bug out. But anyways, the idea here is to just see weather. And they actually have commands here to check things out. So they're going to force weather to change. Now, this takes a little while for it to happen, obviously. And in the game, I'm sure it's going to take even longer for it to change over time, because they want to have it more of like a smooth transition for developer purposes. I assume it happens. What the hell happened to that penguin? That was weird. I assume for developer purposes, they just have it happening super fast, and then they speed up time, obviously. So this is what I assume to be just a light snow happening. You know, moving into a little bit of like a storm territory, some higher winds, you know, nothing too fancy. In the background, I do notice the sky kind of like lights up, like there's lightning and stuff, and we saw this in the previous video, but I wasn't sure if we saw lightning and thunder and stuff like that or not. We didn't see thunder, obviously. We saw lightning, but, you know, I wasn't really sure. Now, we will move up there in just a moment. We're going to see the next stage of the weather now, and they're doing all the fancy stuff with it. Again, it kind of looks like it's raining at the same time as it's snowing. I don't know how to feel about that, but again, that's just the dev part that's just doing stuff with the developer stuff, basically. Now, you can see the lightning and stuff like that in the sky too, which is really cool when it actually clears up. When it's not super cloudy and foggy, you really get to see that too. And we will move up into the sky in just a moment and really see how things happen. And I want you to pay attention to the buildings like right here and how the sun hits them as it moves, and it causes different reflecting lights and stuff. That's actually really cool, and it's not going to be something you're really going to notice too much in the live game happening dynamically, but like it's still cool that they have this type of system there where like you see the different glistening effects and stuff like that. I'm kind of wondering if snow blindness would be a thing because of the sunlight reflecting off of the snow and stuff like that. Like we can see right here, it gets pretty bright, but wondering if it's going to get brighter than that. Now, we do move up into the sky. The map's kind of weird, actually. That's kind of whatever. It's not even loading. We will see thunder and stuff like that in the sky, which is cool. Now, I'm wondering what they're going to do for their ice tornadoes, because that is a confirmed thing. They want to make tornadoes and just horrible weather all around. But I mean, at the same time, it doesn't really make sense for me because we don't really have weather right now in the normal Subnautica as a game. Like, I'm wondering if they'll add this system into the baseline game too, just so like players that are coming to the expansion from Subnautica will actually have an idea of it. Now, it's getting really crazy. I haven't seen up to this point. I saw the thunder and I didn't want to spoil the rest of it, so it's kind of like a first look reaction. This is actually kind of crazy. We need to be able to make lightning rods. That's what we should be able to make, lightning rods, and then the lightning will come down from the sky and arc into the ground and hit it. Obviously, don't stand underneath it, but it will hit it, and you can actually charge your base through that. Hey, the moon's there too, cool. But you get the idea. Like, I think that'd be a cool system to have. I don't know how practical it would be, but I think it'd be kind of cool if we could harness that, just all that charge in the air. That'd be a really cool feature. I don't know if it's practical or not. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments section if it even is practical. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to see any tornadoes or anything like that, but it's not that big of a deal. And this is a complete whiteout. Didn't know that was going to be a thing either. So that's cool and all. I mean, like, weather in general for Subnautica is something that's, like, we want it. I know we want it as a community, and it's something that we really... God damn, I want weather so bad because it adds so much to the game itself. I'm going to move out of all of this now. There's actually a little clip that I saw on this channel as well. I don't know if it's Subnautica related. I think it might be because I saw Subnautica in the dev kit, but I don't know. I do remember they were talking about the ice worm and adding mechanics for the ice worm to, I guess, explode out of the ground and chunks would go flying everywhere. Now this is super... Ah, that guy looks gross as hell blowing up. What the hell is this supposed to be? Dude, that is nasty. Look at its freaking eye. I just killed it. I made it too big and it died. This thing has some mad teeth. Why doesn't this thing fight? The crap, spadefish is scary as hell. Look at that. It has freaking teeth out the ass. Look at those things. Oh, Jesus, those things are freaking sharp as hell. Why are we even catching these things? Nope, not even gonna mess with that. So yeah, I'm gonna show you that clip right now. Again, like, that's the first thing that comes to mind, the whole ice worm bursting out of the ice or whatever, you know, and then they want to check the, I guess, explosive particle stuff and like the chunks flying all over the place. So it's really bare bones. So this is it right here. And like I said, this might not be anything at all. They might just be messing around with something for a completely different project. Though I did see Subnautica is in a tab on the top left. I don't know if you can see that or not because of my editing, but I see it right there. And I mean, like, I don't know. It's just, that's the first thing that came to mind, you know, like all the particles and stuff and the stuff flying around when the ice worm comes out of the ice. They want it to be dangerous and also really cool, and that's what that reminds me of. So I think we should keep an eye on this just in case something else happens with it. So the next thing I want to move into is some more stuff for the sea truck, the new vehicle, obviously. We actually have some modules here. This guy looks stoned out of his mind. Dude, what are you using? Damn. So yeah, sea truck. We're going to go to that now. We'll check out some of the modules. We'll see the reverse camera and I guess their general ideas when it comes to this vehicle moving forward. So here we are in dev mode. Now I'm looking down through the list as well just to see if there's anything we can actually, I guess, digest from all of this besides what we've seen so far. And there's not really that much that I can see. I see a folder for creatures called Andy, which I don't know what that is. Everything else I see there, though, is basically things we've seen already in the past. So I'm going to continue going right now. I do see asteroid, which is kind of weird, but I'm not sure if that's already landed or if that's something that comes from the sky that we'll actually see coming down at us. Anyways, here's the new sea truck again, the new model. And this is more or less a showcase of the modules and them getting docked together and stuff like that. Now, we saw this before. However, this one's kind of more interesting to me because it shows the Twisty Bridges biome in the background. And I want you guys to pay special attention to the background too whenever we're seeing like outside views of the environment and stuff, because I haven't seen anything yet, but like I've only skimmed through this. You guys might see a radio tower right there right off the bat. We see a radio tower icon and I didn't even notice before because I was too busy looking at the sea truck. So we might actually see some of the new DLC creatures in this video that, well, we just didn't see before. So keep your eyes peeled while you're watching. Let me know in the comments section if you do notice anything that looks different. The Twisty Bridges biome itself, obviously unfinished and not polished yet, because you can see right there back there that little piece that was kind of floating off the rock. Again, it's super early dev, so what do you expect? It's not going to be perfect right away. Now, you can clearly disconnect modules. I do hope that they have an animation for that and it's not just instantaneous. I'd like to see the door close and then like you hear more intricate, like, I don't know, hydraulics activating and stuff, and then it disconnects, you know? And then there's the rear view mirror as well, where you can actually back up into the first module and hook it onto the primary, I guess, engine. Now, I'm not sure about this engine efficiency stuff. I don't know how this impacts directly. I guess this is like how efficient it is compared to how much energy you're using for the batteries. If this thing is battery powered, like I don't see where the batteries would go on this just yet. Maybe, no, that's a light. I don't know. It can get messy really fast. That's the thing about it. But I do like the model, and obviously the back piece is just the old version of the sea truck. So from what I did gather in that video footage, the Twisty Bridges biome is absolutely massive, and it's probably one of the primary biomes. I haven't read up on it yet because I just don't want to see the Twisty Bridges biome too much until I actually get into playing the expansion, because it's one of the biomes I want to see the most. And that's just because of the teaser art that we've seen and like just how massive and magical it is. Like, don't get me wrong, the whole ice feel and, you know, like icebergs and stuff like that, that's cool. I like the idea of there being ice, but I kind of like the idea of the Twisty Bridges a little bit more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move into some different clips that we have, again, of the sea truck. Now, these are a little bit older. They're before they got the new model and stuff. I think they're like 15 plus hours old now. But regardless, it's still some stuff we can look at for the expansion. So I'm going to look at that. It's not the most interesting stuff in the planet. So if you leave now, I don't really blame you. it's whatever, but we do want to see this still. At least I do. So we're gonna move over there now and take another look-see at this stuff. So this one is primarily about the sea truck connecting modules. Now, I have been paying attention to these little folders and stuff like that because sometimes devs leave things in there and it goes into the wild, and then from there we kind of just go crazy with it. The wild being the internet, right? Because the internet's always searching for stuff about Subnautica. Well, there's not really too much right here. Like, I see the expansion folder, which I wish I could click on, and then the extension stuff like that. There's nothing really too fancy going on. I do notice there is sea truck connection, sea truck docking bay, the docking module, stuff like that, the fabricator module for the sea truck, fishing trawler, which we will see as well, the lights, the module references, stuff like that, which I don't know what that is, but sure, it's fancy dev stuff that I will never understand, and these geniuses making the game just circles around, basically. You get the general idea of it. Now, moving into this is kind of like something we've already seen before in the past, and this is kind of, I guess, reiterating on what we had seen a couple minutes ago with the newest video of the sea truck where they were connecting things. Now, obviously, we can move these things manually by grabbing onto a handle and dragging, but again, what I want to pay attention to is the background and what we actually see around. Actually, what did I just see then? What was that blue thing? Was that just something that... What is this? What the hell? What is that? Is that a ghost ray, or is that something else? Hang on. What is that? You guys see this? What is this thing? It has... What is it? Maybe we'll get a better look at it. It looks like it was hunting that peeper. We're not... Damn it. Go back. I want to see. I want to see what the thing was doing. What was that thing? It looked like a rabbit ray or something. Maybe it was... Oh, wait. There's something right there, too. Hang on. Because we see... They're definitely hunting... Oh, right there. Yeah, we can see something... Something's going on over there. Maybe this is a creature that's already in Subnautica, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it has 2 sets of fins. Glides through the water sideways. Yeah, not a Gary fish, obviously. I don't know. It's like, that's why I pay attention to these videos, because you see stuff. And like, there's a lot of hidden goodies in these things that I don't know if they realize, like, this stuff's getting out and people are really paying attention, because, like, God damn, that's all right, let me know what you think it is in the comments section. Maybe it's already in. So we're almost through all of the stuff that we were looking down through with the expansion and things that they've been showing. I'm not quite sure why these things are all going on to public videos. I guess it's kind of like a little teaser for the Subnautica community that really care and know about the channel that's putting this stuff up. I'll leave a link to this channel in the description of this video, by the way. You can actually subscribe to it. It's not like they're not like an actual YouTuber or anything. They don't upload daily and stuff, I don't think, anyways. But they do have a lot of the inside information on Subnautica because they're a developer, obviously, or they play some kind of role in Subnautica's development process. Now, we're going to move out again, and we're going to take a look at the sea truck again. Now, this time, we're going to focus on something else. Oh, dude, this looks kind of creepy. This is super weird. What the hell's going on? Ew. All right, let's go. So this time, this video actually, I guess, focuses on the fishing trawler and how we capture fish. Now, this is a very old version of the sea truck where it doesn't have its new model and stuff like that. It uses the Cyclops' steering wheel. Nothing too crazy or fancy. Now, looking down through the list on the side, I don't really see anything that's too interesting there. Now, obviously, we have this stuff right here, which I think are just textures and skins for different things, and there's an icon there. We have the exosuit icon here as well. Nothing really too fancy going on. But anyways, we can see they moved around for a while, and in the storage, they caught some fish. Now, I'm sure they're going to have a completely different looking system for it, seeing as the sea truck has already completely changed in shape and somewhat in size. Now, I would imagine they would have some kind of, not like a net, maybe they would use some kind of different system, like a grab spear where like it catches things and like just drags it to the center of the gravity spear itself. Maybe something like that. Or they could just go the traditional route and, hey, we want to have a net and just make it super plain Jane. But having this obviously completely impacts your hunger and how much food you need to utilize within the game and how hard it is to feed yourself, because catching all these fish, kinda easy to do. I also haven't noticed any fish that are Kara infected yet. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but I haven't seen anything in the ocean that's infected so far. So one of the last things we're moving into is the sea truck's connection types. Now, this more or less from what I could see, seeing as it's the old sea truck, it kind of shows the passageway and I guess how things are connected. I don't know if this was for the purpose of them deciding how they wanted this to look and if they wanted to finalize just one thing. And I think they went with the one where it's like right in the center. You just walk through the center like anything else. Or if, you know, maybe they could have the doors on the left or the right are completely open. I'm not entirely sure. Now, one thing I do want to make note of is if we do have the center arch type like entrances, I hope we can add some kind of locking door to that too. So like if part of it gets blown off, well, we have the hull locked entirely so water doesn't get in and stuff like that, unless it automatically locks. And that's the rear view camera, which we will see in the next video. Well, in the next little video we're going to see in this big video, because videoception and stuff like that. So this is the final one, and this is the rear camera. Now, I'm not sure how this camera is going to work once they have it in the game. They have a basic outline of how they want it to work, where it's just a little bubble that pops up on your screen and you can see what's behind you, basically. But it's a good idea to have it, obviously, too, because we need a way to see what we're backing up into. We can't just eyeball it and hope for the best. So right here, rear view camera's right there, and it reminds me of the Cyclops' current camera system, except that system takes up your whole screen. That's not a case of, you know, you get a little bit of a view. You just, the whole thing is visible. So I'm hoping that they make something pop up on the windshield itself. Well, the dome itself, not windshield, but you get the idea. I'm hoping something pops up there and we can see in real time what's happening behind us and reversing. And I'm assuming, too, it's going to be key activated because there's nothing else really happening. They're just making it appear and disappear and accidentally make it appear and stuff like that, too. Now, looking down through the list, I don't really see anything too different. A sonic ether, whatever that's supposed to be. Submarine scenes, which I assume are the scenes we see inside the actual body of the submarine. Then the sea truck and all of its current assets being utilized and worked on. And they exit the sea truck there. All right. So all in all, that's basically everything I have for you right now. I scanned down through the Trello too. I did not see anything, unfortunately, that would be interesting or fancy. I don't know. Maybe there's something I missed. If you guys know of something I missed, well, let me know down in the comments section of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh God, it is so much cool. What is that? What is that giant thing right there? Oh well, probably not important. Guys, that is it for now on Subnautica. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And keep up to date with all of my new uploads, obviously, that are coming out, because I have fancy stuff. What is... Oh, that's the Aurora's engine. Oh, wait a second. That means I'm in Reaper territory. Like, I'm super deep in Reaper territory, aren't you? Oh, there's a Reaper right there. Can you grab the Wasp submarine? Come here, little guy. Let me see you in pink vision. Oh, here we go. Oh, that is really weird. There's something really unnerving about that. Okay, cool. That's it, guys. I will see you in the next one.